This is the Best Director of Football Challenge. Yes, I have decided to select Ralf Rangnick, as you can see here, who genuinely is a better director of football than he is a manager. As you can see, he has held some previous director of football roles at other clubs. And I have put him at a club that I think he would be best suited in the Premier League, and that's Leeds United. Yes, this obviously massive club have adopted the very much the pressing style, and they're actually using right now Jesse March, who is kind of a prodigy of Ralf Rangnick himself. So I think making Ralf Rangnick the director of football at Leeds United, using his little black book, no, not little black book of women that he has slayed. I can't believe you just said that. The little black book of fantastic hidden gem football players that he can sign for Leeds United. So, can we turn this massive club into a successful massive club again in England? Of course, they have won the top division of the English League all the way up until 1992 is the last one, so it's been a while, and they haven't really won any competition since. Of course, we've got a couple of triumphs in Europe in the late 60s and 70s, but I'm really thinking with Ralf Rangnick's players that he signed and some tactical prowess, geniusness from myself, we can do it. We can do it with Leeds United. And we're going to take a look at, obviously, the ins and outs of the club, but straight away, he is on the ball. Ralf Rangnick has made moves in the very first couple of days of this save starting with Axel Disasi from AS Monaco, a centre-back, and to be fair, I think he's right. I think we're one quality centre-back short of making a very good team here. So Axel, if he does decide to join, I mean, the deal that he has got in question there, £13 million, that's a great move. It is, however, quite a lot of our budget, over 50% of our budget, and we don't have a lot of wage budget to play around with. So if that does happen, then we might have to consider, obviously, what we have going forward and change around a few things, because we have also offered a contract to Ludovic Blas, a centre midfielder. So, I mean, only one of these can happen, really. We did have an offer rejected from Sander Berge, well, from Sheffield United on Sander Berge. So he is making some unbelievable moves, but as am I, because what I can do, what I will mention, of course, is he is going to be in charge of every single transfer that you can see here, and even on the contracts, he is in charge of all the contracts too. So from the youth setup all the way up until renewing contracts in the first team, Ralf Rangnick, that is his job role. But my job role to start off with is to sort out the staff situation. We have not a lot of staff. I've got rid of a few as well, and that's because they were all terrible. I even think the assistant manager's not that good, and I really need to look at the scouting setup once I've managed to get in all of my coaches. So as you can see here, I'm being a busy boy. Now, one of the best deals that I think that Ralf Rangnick has done so far this pre-season, as we have jumped to the 30th of July, is securing Calvin Phillips for another 5-year contract as our star player, giving him what I actually consider to be quite a good wage, to be fair, 76 grand for us. Like, Calvin Phillips, I've seen him go to big clubs and be on like 200k, so that is a very good deal. Also, Disasi decided to reject us, as did Ludovic Blas, so we're at square one. We still haven't signed anybody yet. First signing in the door then is Fran Beltran. So he did obviously look at Ludovic Blas, which was a centre midfielder. Instead, he's gone for Fran Beltran. Not a bad little signing, to be honest. Only £14 million from Celta Vigo. He'll slot quite nicely into our centre midfield. 5'5" though, so we need to be a little busybody in that centre mid. Right, well, we just played the first game of the season. I think we're quite unlucky, really. We scored in the 83rd minute with Rafinha, and then Jordan Ayew equalised in the 85th. Now, I haven't actually shown you the tactic that I have been playing this pre-season. It's the Rangers diamond that we use, but slightly changed. I've got Rafinha playing out on the right. I just haven't really named it yet anything because I'm still playing around with it during pre-season, but it's very much the fundamental tactic that we had in the Rangers rebuild. If you haven't seen that, that was Monday's video. But of course, we've got Rafinha here, who's arguably our best player. Quite a lot of teams are going to be wanting him, I'm guessing, because he is absolutely phenomenal. He needs to be playing on that right-hand side in his best position for now. And Patrick Bamford is playing this pressing forward role. So this is kind of what we're using. We've got Mazzala on attacking. Calvin Phillips. Click is in that box-to-box midfield role. This is the team that I played against Crystal Palace pre-season. I'll be playing the games, and then once we've done pre-season, I'll be simulating it up until the next transfer window, where I can bring you some more news. Now, before we do some more transfer news, today's video is sponsored by SPITCH. Yes, SPITCH are the brand new fantasy football app to the market that you can download for free on your mobile devices. If you use the link down below in the at the top of the description, it will take you straight to a download page where you can also support me as a content creator. So I thank you for that. You do, however, have to be from the UK or Ireland, and you do have to be 18 years of age or over and verify your account with a snap of your identification. But once you have done that, fantasy football is what is obviously a lot of fun for a lot of people, and this, I think, is the best thing about it. There's no restrictive transfers. If you want to change your full team because you selected Manchester United players like I always do, the next week you can change completely your full team, right the wrongs that you made and not be restricted by certain amount of transfers. But also, it doesn't matter that you haven't taken part from the very beginning of the season. You can start right now and you can actually win some cash prizes like I have done in the last couple of months. Not to mention, you can also join my community league. There's a second link at the top of the description. Press that, join that league, and you can join my fantasy football league, community league, against everybody in the community. There's like nearly 60 of you in there right now. We're all having a lot of fun competing against each other on SPITCH. So what are you waiting for? It's free to download and you can win some cash prizes. Like I said before, the top link in the top of the description will help me as a content creator, and you can have some fun playing SPITCH. The second link is where you can join the community league. It's very fun, it's free to play, and you can still win some cash prizes. Thank you very much for sponsoring the video. Right, let's take a look then at some of the players that Ralf Rangnick has brought in. Because of course he is in charge of the youth academy as well, we're going to see a lot of players here which we'll probably never look at in this series itself, so I'm just going to highlight the main transfers for the first team. Hugo Sousa's probably one that's in between. He's 22 years of age as a backup goalkeeper. Very much doubt we'll be using him because we've got Meslier, who's a very good player on this game, but it's still an okay signing. I mean, £4.4 million I'd rather have spent elsewhere, but hey, there we go. Then of course we have the Fran Beltran deal that we had, £14 million, but there was a couple of deals that he made beforehand. One of them was Lucas Rebecci, 20 years of age, like he's got an okay potential. I very much doubt again that we're going to see this guy. 725k from Velez. He's in the under 23s playing right now. On the outs, I actually don't think he sold anybody other than this man here, Bogus, to Newcastle for £10 million. So we did bring in a little bit of money, but what he has done is loan out the likes of Sam Greenwood to get some game time in the future, maybe boost his value as well. And what I am actually going to do, I haven't done it this pre-season because I just wanted to see what Ralf Rangnick has done, but what I will do in the future, whereas what I haven't done in previous times, is if there's a player that I don't want to use, I will send to the unwanted list, because that is very much a realistic thing for a manager to do. I won't go out of my way and say, hey, let's go sign this player, because then I might as well just do the signings myself. I'll leave that up to Ralf. But say, for instance, if I don't want Jamie Shackleton next year, this is just an example, then I will go and I would add him to the unwanted list for what I think we should be getting him for. And then, of course, it's up to Ralf to try and sell the player, and obviously he will be selling players like he has done already on this save. So I hope you get the gist of this save. I'm really excited for this. It's going to be a fun one. Let's take a look at the games that we have played so far, because that one all draw against Crystal Palace was just the first game. We then beat Wolves 1-0 as well. Jack Harrison on the first minute. 2 red cards in that game though. We beat Warsaw 2-1 in the Carabao Cup second round, and then a 3-3 draw against Leicester there. Yeah, we managed to equalise very late on too. So they scored in the 6th minute, Wesley Fofana. Rafinha got one on the 13th. They then went 3-1 up with 2 Jamie Vardy goals in quick succession, 1 being a penalty, and then Rafinha scored in the 86th. Rodrigo in the 92nd to keep our unbeaten run. So it's quite a nice little season, I guess, at the start of the season. With the transfer window, we still have £5.92 million and a big wage budget to obviously sign some players in January. And staff-wise, we're looking a lot more healthy. We have 6 out of the 7 coaches. We don't have anybody who's exceeding, but we have brought in quite a lot of new staff members. If I go here and go to staff, these are all the staff signings that I have made since I have joined, including goalkeeping coaches, fitness coaches, and a couple of recruitment analysis as well. And not to mention, of course, a technical director to deal with all the contracts and stuff like that. So I'll be running the club from behind the scenes, and I'll try and mention that as much as possible. But for now, Ralf Rangnick, I think, has had a good pre-season summer transfer window, and it's time to kick on simulate half a season, and I'll join you again at the end of the January window. Now, on the 2nd of January, Ralf Rangnick has made a very good move. I am a huge fan of this deal because Boubacar Kamara, somebody that I wish Ralf Rangnick made a move for in real life in January, is out of contract at the end of the season from Marseille. 22 years of age, he has a massive potential, but he is already very good on this game and can play naturally in two very good roles for us that we potentially need some players in. That DM role that we are using, and of course the centre-back role, I think he's probably better in the DM role, which is where I would look to play him if this deal does go across the line. And he's joining. He's already agreed to join. So next season we will have Boubacar Kamara. Now, I might as well show you while we're here in January what we have done this season. So we are currently in 6th place with 37 points. Manchester United are winning the league on 43. Just to show you, they've taken on Bielsa. So we've quite literally swapped managers, which is quite hilarious, to be fair. But yeah, we're doing all right. In the 3rd round there, we've got Bradford in the Cup. We were knocked out the 4th round by the Carabao Cup by Spurs. But schedule-wise, you can see we went through a bit of a rocky patch there in October. We had some difficult games, but we've managed to pull through and only losing to Norwich, of all teams, in the last couple of months there, despite us winning big games against Manchester United, of course, who are top at Old Trafford. Brighton getting a draw against Chelsea, at Chelsea as well. So some massive results and a 1-0 victory, a Rafinha 95th minute winner against Manchester City. So we are beating all of the big clubs, but then we lose to teams like Norwich, who are bottom of the league, I think, right now, probably. No, they're not, actually. They're 16th. I've done them dirty. Brighton are actually bottom. So nobody wants to take the goal scoring ranks as well. If you take a look, we have Rodrigo on 12 goals, Rafinha on 10. We kind of really need a goal scorer, to be fair. So Ralph, if you're listening, get us a goal scorer. Right, okay, we're at 1st of February. We have just finished the transfer window, and yet again, we haven't really signed anybody to note. It's just a lot of players which you probably won't really see, like these guys here. They're mainly just going to be youth academy prospects, I guess. But one player that I actually think we'll probably see is Facundo Farias. He was a very good centre attacking midfielder on this game with a decent potential. From Argentina, is it Colón? Yes. So £1.7 million. He's played 24 games this season, scored 7 and got 2 assists. He's only played 1 game, did very badly for us, but he is still young. He's adapting to the Premier League, I guess. Plays in that centre attacking midfield role where we do play a lot of Jack Harrison and Rodrigo. So I doubt we'll be seeing him this season, but you never know in the future. We are still rocking this Rangers diamond, which had been altered slightly for the Rafinha on the right-hand side, but Patrick Bamford, he has not been playing great. He's actually been injured as well a couple of times, and he's only scored 3 goals this season. Very poor from Patrick, but still, there we go. Since we last met, we actually had a few very difficult games. Liverpool, we lost 2-1. We then beat Brentford 2-1. We then lost 3-0 to Villa and 5-0 to Manchester City. So there was me bragging about us beating Manchester City, and they come to us and destroy us 5-0. Right, let's simulate towards the end of the season then and see how this team has done in the Premier League, using Ralf Rangnick as our director of football for season number 1. Okay, 5th position. I am very happy with that. That is absolutely exceptional, considering we finish above teams like Chelsea, Arsenal, even West Ham, of course, having a very good season. Newcastle, I've noticed have splashed quite a lot of cash. Liverpool have won the league quite easily too, so Man United did drop off. But Everton there, under Frank Lampard, in 4th place. They very much overperform, and they are only 1 win ahead of us to clinch that 4th position in the Champions League, which I'm so gutted with. Kevin De Bruyne was the highest goal scorer this season with 19. It's a very unique season. It is very much a very unique season, but still. Statistically then, we don't have we're 4th for the most goals there. We did win the most tackles, which is very much Leeds United, isn't it? We're kind of playing very much like Leeds United. This tactic is high press and intensity, if you can see here. We're much more press, short goal kick distribution, but we have a very open pitch, and that's kind of what I like right now, trying to exploit some gaps. Other competitions then, we were knocked out the 5th round by Manchester City in the FA Cup, so we didn't get very much further in that. So let's take a look at the squad. We got 18 goals from Rafinha, 17 from Rodrigo, and then the rest are all in single figures. Average ratings, there's not a lot of 7s in the average rating, so despite us actually finishing in 5th place, I'm not quite sure how. There might be a few names that on this list here that I might decide we do not want next season. Dan James being one of them. We haven't really used him. Might try and look to offload him because he has quite high wages, 50 grand. It's not a lot when you are teams like Manchester United, but when you're Leeds United, it is a lot. So yeah, that might be, and even like Diego Llorente, if we can find it, we can get another centre back because Kamara obviously joins us. We've got Pascal Struijk, who I think is quality. If we can get a right-sided centre-back, I might see if we can offload Diego Llorente. Being that he is going to be 29 at the start of the season, I don't think he's that good, and he does hold quite a good value too. So yeah, if we can improve on that, I'll be more than happy. As opposed to transfers, to interest you in coming back for the next episode tomorrow, £49 million and 100k in the wage budget with Boubacar Kamara already joining. I think that's quite good, I must say. So staff-wise, of course, we have reached our 7 out of 7 coaches. I'm going to ask for some more across the preseason and see if we can get some more coaches in the door and possibly improve this as well as we go in the performance-wise behind the scenes. But yeah, I mean, everything's coming up Millhouse at the minute. A B for the what the club vision is. I think that's quite harsh. I think we should be given a little bit more than that because we are doing everything that they are asking us to do. Playing entertaining football, we're playing very attacking football, and we are signing players under 23 because we have Ralf Rangnick. That is what he does. He likes to sign players, or I think one of his tendencies is under 24. So that's definitely what we have been doing. I think they're just being a little bit harsh, but there we go. I hope you enjoyed this first episode. Make sure you smash a like if you can. That would be absolutely fantastic. And if you haven't done so already, smash that subscribe to turn it grey so you know when the next episode's coming out. It's going to be tomorrow. There's 3 episodes per week until this series ends. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.